Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're examining a name that, well, it still resonates with this really disturbing quietness. Jeffrey Epstein.
Absolutely. A man whose immense wealth and influence let him build this secret web of exploitation.
Yeah,
It almost defied belief.
it really did. And lurking in the shadows of that whole operation, you had Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah. And it's a case that just exposed this profound tangle of power, privilege, and horrific abuse. And even now, years later, the ripples are still spreading. There are these quiet movements happening behind the scenes that, well, they speak volumes about what might still be going on.
That's a really key point, these layers still being peeled back. Because our deep dive today, it isn't just about a prison transfer.
No, not at all.
It's really about what this quiet move reveals about the hidden mechanics, the power, the negotiation within the justice system.
Right.
Specifically, how maybe comfort could become this unspoken currency for cooperation, even for someone convicted of crimes like hers.
This disturbing thought, but plausible.
And for this, we're drawing insights from some crucial excerpts of Ghislaine Maxwell, The Quiet Transfer and Unanswered Questions. Because what's so intriguing here, you see, is that while inmate movements, they're technically routine,
Happens all the time.
this one is definitely raising more than a few eyebrows,
Yeah.
especially given the silence around it.
It absolutely is. So Ghislaine Maxwell, as you know, is currently serving that 20-year sentence.
Right, for her role in Epstein's horrific sex trafficking ring, undeniable role.
Undeniable. And until pretty recently, she was held at FCI Tallahassee. That's a low-security federal prison.
But that low security label can be, well, misleading, can it?
Oh, definitely.
That place is actually notorious. It houses violent offenders, gang members, inmates considered high risk.
Yeah, the environment there is described as incredibly harsh. The rules are strict. Freedom is practically non-existent. It's a stark place. Potentially dangerous.
So then comes this significant shift, her new location, FMC Bryan in Texas.
Right. And this isn't just minimum security. It's a federal medical center. So think like dorm-style housing.
Okay.
No high fences, specialized health services available. It's the kind of facility where you often find white-collar criminals serving their time.
Like Elizabeth Holmes.
Exactly. Elizabeth Holmes, even reality TV's Jen Shah was there for a time. It's a very different world from Tallahassee.
That is a dramatic change in conditions, isn't it? From potentially violent, really restrictive, to somewhere comparatively relaxed, medically equipped. It feels like for Maxwell, this is widely seen as a very deliberate upgrade.
It certainly looks that way. And, what makes that shift so intriguing is just the deafening silence from the Bureau of Prisons.
Right. No official reason given?
None. And while, yes, inmate transfers happen all the time, this specific lack of explanation, it just becomes particularly suspicious when you consider what happened just before the move.
That lack of transparency is telling, yeah. And when you pair that silence with what reportedly happened only weeks before she was moved, well, the picture gets even more compelling.
The meeting.
The meeting. She apparently had a private multi-hour meeting with the Deputy Attorney General of the United States.
And what's truly striking there is just how rare that is.
Extremely rare.
For someone already convicted of federal crimes, already incarcerated, to meet with someone that high up, it's just not standard procedure.
So who normally handles these things?
Well, typically, any cooperation deals or, discussions with inmates would be handled by the specific prosecutors on the case, or maybe the U.S. Attorney's Office locally.
Okay.
The Deputy Attorney General. I mean, that's effectively the second-in-command of the entire Justice Department. They oversee all federal prosecutions nationwide.
Wow.
So their direct involvement signals something, well, immensely important, way beyond a typical inmate debriefing.
Which naturally brings us to this leading theory that's circulating among legal experts, that this meeting wasn't just some, casual chat.
Yeah.
It was, in essence, a negotiation, a trade.
And if you look at how the justice system can sometimes operate, it's actually a fairly common practice in principle.
Right. Inmate cooperates?
Yeah, cooperates with the government, testifies, names, hands over critical evidence, whatever it might be. They often get something back.
Usually a reduced sentence, maybe?
Often, yes. Or, perhaps in Maxwell's very unique case, it looks like improved comfort, better conditions. That seems to have been the currency.
Which raises some big questions about justice for powerful people, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
So, okay, if that's the theory, if she cooperated, then the immediate questions, the ones the public keeps asking are, what did she give them?
Exactly.
Did she finally spill intimate details about Epstein's whole network? Did she give up powerful names that were previously hidden?
And crucially, did she provide insight into those infamous thumb drives?
Ah, yes. The drives. And the hard drives too, right? The ones seized from Epstein's mansion in New York?
The ones that have been whispered about for years, containing potentially damning evidence, maybe even a client list.
That's always been the big speculation, the client list.
It has. And remember, the FBI found those drives locked inside a safe. They actually had to break it open with an axe.
Which only fuels the speculation, of course.
Of course. Nobody knows definitively what's on them, but yeah, speculation ranges from videos, photos, maybe blackmail material, or that comprehensive client list that could expose a lot of powerful people.
And the Attorney General has publicly said there is no client list.
Right, but many people hear that and think, well, that's just careful legal language. Maybe a deflection.
Because what the public really wants isn't just, transcripts or summaries.
No, they want the full files. They're demanding transparency.
People have been clamoring for those Epstein files for years now.
They really have. They want to know who else was involved, who flew on Epstein's jet, who went to his island.
And maybe most importantly, who knew what was going on and just stayed silent.
Exactly. Yet despite all this pressure, this demand for accountability,
the files remain sealed.
still sealed.
Now, Dave Ehrenberg, he's a former prosecutor from Florida, followed the case very closely.
Yes, I know his work on this.
He's been quoted saying this move for Maxwell is just, quote, no coincidence. He believes it's a direct reward for cooperation.
Which makes sense in that framework. And, you have to consider the risks involved, too.
If she did cooperate.
Yeah, if Maxwell really has provided valuable information, she might have put herself in considerable danger.
From other inmates? Or people on the outside?
Potentially both. So that could be another key reason, maybe the key reason. She was moved away from a place like Tallahassee full of violent offenders.
For her own protection.
Exactly. If word got out that she's talking, the government would have a vested interest in keeping her safe. And this new facility, FMC Bryan, definitely offers more security in that sense.
Still, it's crucial to remember none of this is officially confirmed.
Not a word.
And that's what makes it all so, unsettling. Because underneath it all, you have this scandal that just stretches across borders, industries, even governments. The Epstein case, it was never just about two people, was it? It's about a whole system that allowed predators like him to thrive right in plain sight.
Protected by power, hidden behind luxury.
Yeah.
It raises these profound questions about accountability, when certain individuals just seem to operate above the law.
And now, one of the central figures in that whole story is sitting in a comparatively much more comfortable prison cell.
Potentially because she gave the government what they wanted.
Yeah.
All done quietly, without any public acknowledgement or explanation.
So you're left right back where you started, really, with the central dilemma. What did she give them? What information was so valuable?
And the corollary to that. Who, as a result, might be feeling nervous right now.
Yeah. Who's looking over their shoulder?
And until those full Epstein files are finally unsealed, until we know for sure what was on those hard drives.
Until someone is willing to go on the record and say who else was involved.
The public is just left with whispers, speculation, silence. Ghislaine Maxwell might be behind bars.
But the real truth, the full extent of Epstein's network and all the complicity that allowed it, that still isn't free.